So I kind of previously I hinted that healing is a little bit different. The magical healing is real super easy because you have a healing power, and bada bing bada boom, or you have an arcane device or potions or whatnot, and you do it and it takes the effect of the healing power. With a success, you heal one wound. With a raise, you heal two wounds. It's easy. Healing outside of that, and that's where like modern games that aren't using magic, they become a little more complicated. So there's a healing skill. However, it's important to remember the healing skill cannot be used in combat. The healing skill requires 10 minutes of concentration to do it. Hence, you cannot do it in combat. You have to do it after combat is all said and done. You want to get to it as soon as you can, though, out of combat. And we'll talk about that in a second. So you do your healing skill. If you do not have a first aid kit or similar supplies that you would need to reasonably help someone out with triage, combatants, then you're going to take a -1 to the roll. If you roll a success, one wound is healed. If you get a raise, that's two wounds that are healed. If you roll a critical failure, double ones, right? Trait die and wild die. You actually deal another wound, and yeah, you can actually send one of your your teammates, from 3 wounds into the incapacitation and go through what we talked about in the wounds video. So it just is what it is. So healing skill can also deal with it can stabilize someone who's bleeding out, removes that. You can also remove the incapacitated status marker on someone so you can get them back on their feet. And this is also where support roles can become really important. If you're dealing with, just no first aid kit and it's just like, oh my God, your healing skill might not be the best. You're doing this untrained. Okay, well, think about a skill that will help out. And it doesn't have to be just healing. You could say like, well, academics, and I took anatomy and physiology in college. Like if you're playing East Texas University, awesome. Well, you're academics, and if you get a success, it's a +1. You get a raise, it's a +2 to the person who's going to do the healing. That easy. So why do you got to get to it quickly? Savage Worlds uses what paramedics and other medical professionals refer to as the golden hour. Essentially, you really have that 1 hour after those wounds are dealt to get to them, to make the healing rolls. Now, naturally, the golden hour applies to healing skills, and magical healing can be done any time. It's magic. If you don't get to it in that golden hour, then you're having to go into a natural healing state. Natural healing is very slow. You roll a vigor roll every 5 days. If you roll a success, you recover 1 wound. If you roll a raise, you recover 2 wounds. If you get a critical failure, you actually can deal yourself a wound. Infections, right? It's narratively creative again. You have to reach outside the box and kind of explain things away. And that's really the healing. I wanted to make its own video to just kind of put the emphasis on how it really works and really, really strike home that you do not do the healing skill in combat. You cannot do it in combat. Rules is written. GM can want to do whatever they want. I highly advise you do not ever allow a healing skill to deal with this in combat. I'll let that be the realm of powers, potions, artifacts, arcane devices, what have you. You'll once you play the game enough times, you'll see why that becomes important. That there's consequences for the actions of combat. Not everything has to be a goddamn fight. So that's really it for healing and the healing skill specifically and how that works. I remember golden hour is very important. Having some kind of first aid kit and being able to triage someone correctly can be vital to your success. And don't forget to support your teammates. I mean, it is what it is. But don't also all pile on big. And not everyone can stand around and quote anatomy and physiology. Just be smart about it. The GM should only allow one person to do that support role.